Hello, hello. I'm listening to Paul Wilbur right now. The Days of Elijah. I posted on my wee Missouri. I posted it on my MeWe, so you guys will have to go and check it out. I might get in trouble for playing it, but it's a worship song. I don't know if you can get in trouble for that. The Days of Ezekiel. Okay. I would like that to keep going, but I might get distracted from it. So, all right, here we go. All right. I have my comfy shirt on. It's always wrinkled, so sorry about that. But nobody seems to care about that stuff anymore. I mean, I wouldn't be all wrinkled at work, of course, but okay, before I start on my serious stuff, I want to tell you all the movies I checked out from the library. Put that receipt there. Okay, the first one is, I have never seen this one, but I'm going to watch it. You know, maybe I can make some mystery bags out of some of the characters. I don't know. I know they won't look like them. I'm not that good at it, but anyway. Okay, so this is the first one, is the Emoji Movie. I've never seen that before. Of course, I don't go to the movies because I refuse to give Hollywood any of my dough. They don't deserve it. They're crocs of poo-poo, if you know what I mean. So I'll wait till they come out in the library, and I've got Wonder Woman on hold for whenever it comes back, then I'll be able to check it out. So that'll be exciting. I've got to see that because, you know, I used to watch the original series growing up, and now it's on MeWe every night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's pretty cool. I don't always get to watch it because I don't have cable or anything. But when I go to my kiddo's house, then, you know, if I'm there on a Saturday night, then I'll watch it. Then it'll be Spinguli. Okay, so the second movie that I got, and I've seen this one several times. It's just so cute. Oh, I love this movie. I mean, there's more I love more, but this is like another good one. WALL-E. It's just too cute. It's just a cute, fun little movie. And, you know, this guy I drew on a mystery bag once. Of course, it didn't look just like that, but someone picked that one, so that's good. And the other one is one of my favorites. It's a musical, but it's so good. I remember the first time I saw this movie is when HBO first came out and cable and everything. And this is one of the movies they were showing a lot of. And it was Fiddler on the Roof. I love this movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, got to watch it. So, and then also I'm trying a Spiffy Cola. Haven't tried this one yet, but I'm going to today. And this will be my first drink, so let's see my reaction. You know, there's nothing like a Coke, and with Pepsi, they started putting aborted fetuses in it for flavoring. And, you know, it was so weird because whenever, you know, I didn't know anything about it, and I would, you know, try to drink a Pepsi, and I would just automatically go and throw up. And so, you know, I didn't tell my kiddo the whole details about it, but I just said, don't drink Pepsi. They're putting nasty stuff in there. And so he didn't drink Pepsi. I think he still don't. But, you know, there's like a lot of makeup and stuff they're doing that with. And that is just disgusting. And that's them trying to secretly poison us, like, make us be cannibals and stuff. It's gross, and you're not supposed to eat people or fetuses. It's disgusting. Those fetuses are supposed to grow into babies. But all right, let's see what the Spiffy Cola tastes like. Oh, if I scared somebody away, it's okay. I'm not going to talk about abortion the whole time. It's, end time stuff for sure. It kind of reminds me of RC Cola, which is good. I'll probably get another Spiffy Cola. Isn't that a cute bottle, though? I think so anyway. All right. So I was watching Roseanne today, and she was saying, and that's what made me come up with this subject and everything, because as y'all know, I never know what I'm going to say when I come on here. Rarely prepared. Okay, so Roseanne was talking about serpents and I think reptiles in general, that she was scared of them. And, I think more she was kind of make that into the, like how Satan is the serpent and how, there's people that are evil, like, I'll use Jim Carrey. He's a movie star, for instance. He's a serpent because he's trying to steer people away from God and, his laws and everything. And so he's a serpent too. He's not the serpent, but he is a serpent. Okay. Y'all, it is freezing here today. It's like, it was 9 degrees. Now I'm going to tell you what the temperature is here. And Deanna, you can laugh because I know you're below 0. And I don't miss that at all. Okay. The temperature here, it's still 9 degrees. It's going to be 4 is going to be the low. So I just had to know it's windy as can be, and so that makes it feel worse. Okay, so so I want to say, there's no reason to fear those things. God gave us authority over all that stuff. There's no reason to be, if I could talk to Roseanne, I would tell her, don't fear that stuff. Know that God is with you. And she's Jewish, so, I wouldn't come out and blast her with Jesus, because that would be offensive to her. And I don't know if she believes in Jesus. And it would, you can't just go at somebody like that, a Jewish person with Jesus. You can talk about him, but I hope y'all know what I meant by that. I don't word things very well and they come out sometimes wrong. But, I would tell her that, Jesus gave us the authority over all those things and not to be afraid, because I've been to house sitting in places where there's snakes, like rattlesnakes, like the place where I spread my brother's ashes. In the middle of summer, there's rattlesnakes up there. And, I did not fear once that one was even going to come near me. I just knew it wouldn't. And I thought, if I ever did, it's crossed my mind that, oh, there could be a snake out here. But, you make noise as you go along and then they hear it and you give you a warning. So it's not like I wasn't doing any of that. You got to be prepared and not be stupid and stuff, But for like Satan and all his little minions that are out here, those are serpents. They're little devil people. So, and Stacey Abrams, after the State of the Union address, she went on there and said, Happy Lunar New Year or something like that. And that made me think, you know what? In the Bible, when it talks about Satan and his prophecies and stuff like that, it's always in moons. Always. And, the stuff on God's side is always in the daylight, the light, you know. And so, of course, that got me thinking, Satan's not going to be here as long as the two witnesses are. You know, I think they're going to appear before Satan is, and then Satan's going to appear. And, you know, we're going to, or God's elect is the ones that are, you know, they're going to be taken up to Satan, and they are going to have to be the ones to let God speak through them. I mean, I'm jumping way ahead here. Let me stay on track. I made notes. Let's see. Okay. And so, well, I was kind of on track still. Okay. So, people think the elect are, I mean, the Christians that believe in the rapture theory, they think the elect are the ones that are going to get raptured. That is ridiculous. And you know why? Because the elect are the ones that are going to get taken up to Satan and stand up to him. And those are the ones that God is going to speak through with that unknown tongue that people like to think they have. If it's God's unknown tongue, everybody in every single language would understand every single word that's coming out of your mouth. And nobody can tell me any different. I will call BS on that. You know, whenever I was told from a church and hearing from other people, you got to learn to speak in tongues. Bull crap. If it's from God, it's going to come out of you. You know, and you're not supposed to premeditate what you're going to say anyway. You're supposed to let God speak through you. You know, I would love to add stuff when I come to that. But you know what? You know, I would get in trouble. Oh, my goodness. Okay, page 2. God, this shadow makes it look like I have stuff all over me, but it's just a shadow. Okay. And another thing about God's elect is God's elect is ready for action, ready to take on the devil, ready to do the works of God, having it on that the armor of God, you know, ready to perform for the King himself, Jesus Christ. So if you want to fly away and be a coward, that's all up to you. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. So, you know, you're going to fly right into the arms of Satan, where he's going to say, I'm Jesus, I've come to rapture you away. You know, when the Bible says Jesus comes as a thief in the night, people usually stop right there and say, oh, you don't know when he's going to come. But if they would keep reading, it says, therefore watch. Because if you would have known when the thief was going to come, you would have been watching your house. Hello. You know, Jesus said all these things that are happening right now. I mean, I get nervous because it's coming quickly, you know, faster and faster. And if you don't know what to even look for, you are going to run right to Satan thinking he's Jesus come to rapture you away. And it, you know, makes me mad, honestly, that these people have been teaching that. It shows what side they're on. They don't listen to the Bible, the word of God. They listen to some man and some little girl that was sick. You know, she ended up dying. She's like, Jesus is coming soon. Yeah, to take her. She was dying. She was going to heaven. But no, they had to turn it into a whole new doctrine. Stupid. And people fall for that crap. It makes me mad. And I shouldn't, you know, it's none of my business, but I hate to see people, you know, being fooled like that whenever, you know, the first one's taken. Guess who they're taken by? Satan. He's coming pretending to be Jesus. Hello. You know, do not be deceived, is what Jesus said. I went through that fast, huh? So do you guys have any questions about that or comments, or did I miss anything? You know, there's like a lot of serpents. I seen a dude on TV, the first male cheerleader of a pro football team. When they showed his eyes, dude, they were like serpent-like, reptilian-like. I don't think they were contacts. If they were, that should not be allowed because that's freaky as hell. I don't like that anyway. You know, most people have to cover their piercings and tattoos and stuff. You know, in most jobs, you know, most places don't really care anymore because almost everybody has a tattoo, but you know, you get the point. I don't know. Have some spiffy cola. I have to use two hands. I feel a little cataplexy on this side here, meaning I would drop things. So I don't know. I think we just got to be ready because things are happening so fast, and you know, I don't know. I'm ready to do the work, battle for God, for Jesus Christ. I don't know about y'all, but it's like, you know, Jesus also said, "What are those who want the end to come?" But it's like, you know, I don't even know what to think of that because it's exciting knowing we're going to go home. You know, if you're, I don't know, but it's like scary at the same time because you know what to expect if you know the Bible, but it's just going to be weird, I guess, actually seeing it happen. You know, right now, I haven't checked lately. Last time I checked, Israel was surrounded on two sides of people coming at them. I can't remember which two sides, maybe north and east. But, you know, you have to watch stuff that's happening over there. Damascus is almost completely destroyed. I don't know if you guys know that or seen any video of it, or it's out there and you should check that out because, you know, there was a Muslim dude that wanted to argue back and forth with me about the Bible, and I told him, I said, well, my Bible says Damascus will be destroyed. And he laughed and laughed. I wonder what he thinks now. Maybe he turned his life over to Jesus. That's what we can hope for and pray for, that people do get their eyes open before, you know, shit hits the fan. I mean, it's starting to hit already, but, you know, some people think that Satan is going to be born. No, he's going to be kicked out of heaven. And, you know, it was quiet in heaven a half an hour because that's how long it's going to take, you know. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it, but not looking forward to it. And, you know, God understands what I mean by that. And I talk to him every day about everything, you know, and honest with him. And that's what you have to do. Be honest when you repent. It has to come from the heart because God, he knows if you're lying or not, you know. Can't leave it up to the ghost, body language ghost. Who's, I like her videos. They're pretty cool. She's got a good sense of humor too. So, but yeah, you can't leave it up to that. God knows. He knows your heart. He knew you before you were born. And, you know, I'm sure he's crying up there of all the babies that has been murdered, you know, from every, you know, not just abortions, but, you know, like the trafficking, the children sacrifice, all that stuff, with it coming out in the open like it is, that's scary. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's just weird that it's happening before our eyes. And it's like, you know, it's all coming to pass. So Are you ready? Have you given your life to Jesus? Did you know he died for you and rose from the dead for your sins? He did. And if you want him to come into your heart, you just talk to him and ask him to come into your heart and open your eyes, and he'll do it. But you have to really want it. You know, you can't pull one over on God and say, I just want to know if it's true or not. You know, I asked God one time, I wanted to know if there was like a blue person from India. And he showed me that there was, you know, and they just treated him like a god or something. But, you know, that person did exist. You know, maybe he was like an offspring of one of the fallen angels. You know, that could be. Or one of the fallen angels in that form. You know, they can change into whatever they want. Or they could. Now, I think they look like the little gray aliens that everybody's talking about. You know, if they were stripped away from everything, then maybe that's what they look like inside, ugly. I don't know. I don't know. It's all curious for sure. I wonder about that stuff all the time. Wrinkled. I've got a draft in my window, so I have to kind of, otherwise it is cold in here. So, but I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? I almost look bald headed if I do this. I'm bald. Except for that. And that reminds me of the McClintocks whenever the little Chinese cook, he didn't want to retire. He thought they were saying fire. And the one guy says, if you don't move out of the way, I'm going to cut that ponytail off and you'll never make it into heaven. It's like, okay. That was pretty funny. I really liked that whole movie. Except for Jerry Van Dyke. Oh, God. I mean, he did a great job on being very obnoxious. I will say that. But, okay, y'all have heard me talk about that movie before, so I don't know. With, you know, talking about Israel and everything like that, you know, I'm kind of anxious to watch Fiddler on the Roof. And, you know, I love the songs on there, you know, matchmaker, matchmaker. I don't remember all the words, and, you know, but when they come on, then I can sing to them, you know. But I love the Fiddler. You know, he's just the greatest character and stuff. So I don't know. We got to pray for Israel. You know, we're supposed to pray for Israel. And you got to mean it with your heart again, with the meaning of everything has to come true from the heart with meaning and love. You know, because God knows if you're wishing bad things on Israel or on Judah, then, you know, you're in a heap of hurt, as Pastor Murray would say. You know, you have to pray for them, the people, you know, and God knows who the true Israel and who true Judah is. You know, those are the two houses that are still there. The 10 tribes got scattered across the world. You know, I don't know if y'all know, but what I believe, and I can't remember where it is, I can't actually find it in the Bible, but you know, the Apocrypha and the Book of Enoch, well, it wouldn't be in the Book of Enoch, but the Apocrypha used to be part of the Bible, you know, and it got taken out. So I think that's where it's at. When Nebuchadnezzar came and captured Israel and took all the slaves, took Daniel, and I can never remember the other three's name. You know, that's whenever most of the tribes got scattered, was then. You know, later some of them went over the Caucasus Mountains. Isn't that in Russia? Esau, later becoming Caucasians. And I think when Jeremiah, I'm sorry that, I'm probably not saying it in the right order or anything, but basically Jeremiah took um, two of the king's daughters and took them to Egypt, where apparently the Pharaoh or somebody, I think it was the Pharaoh, kind of took them under his wing. Later, they ended up in Scotland. That's where the Scots came from. Skoda was the Princess Skoda, and that's where the name of Scotland came from. So, you know, I don't know what to say, but it makes sense to me, you know. That's why they say Scottish people have Egyptian blood. But, I have no proof of it here in front of me. You can either believe me, look it up for yourself. I suggest actually don't take my word or anybody's word for it. You do your own research and you find out for yourself if that is true. Even with my Pastor Murray, I would look stuff up myself, even though I believed him, not every single word, but I believed the stuff he's saying, but I had to look it up for myself to see if it was true. And it was. He was like the best teacher ever because he actually taught it. He wasn't a one verse Charlie. You can't read a book, any book. Try this. Get a book. I'll grab my coloring book. It's my coloring book. Okay, so you're looking in your book. Read the first line, then jump over here, read another couple of lines, jump over here, and tell me if any of that makes sense. Hell no! You won't get anything out of that. Like in I'm not going to say Thessalonians, but just the books of the Bibles do have, oh gosh. I cannot think of the word. Subjects. Sorry about that. I pulled a Nancy Pelosi. They do have subjects, and you got to know what the subject is. Like the rapture theory. The subject of that is, where are the dead? To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, okay? So where are the dead? If you believe Jesus rose and went to heaven, you believe that anybody who dies, and I know the Jewish people think that they're in the grave. Well, just the clay pot is in the grave. Their spirit is with the Lord. There's a holding space up there. Like, I know to you, this is the right and this is the left. But for me, this is the right, this is the left. So, okay, so there's a thing called a gulf. And on the left side of the gulf is everybody, everybody's waiting for judgment at the same time, okay? Nobody's been judged yet. The only person or anything that's been sentenced to hell is Satan. Okay, he's the only one by name that has been sentenced. So there is a holding space over here on the left, or for your view on the left. Those are the Hitlers and the baby killers and the cannibals and, sorry to say, the homosexuals and everybody who is sinning against God. And then there's over on the right, this is my right, but for you guys, this is the right. On the right is Moses, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, Jesus, of course. And you know why they're tormented over here? Because they can't be over here. It's torture not to be in that light, okay? That's why it's hell. So I guess there is a hell. Remember Lazarus and the rich man story? There was a rich man and there was a beggar named Lazarus, and he begged for crumbs. You know, the dogs got fed better with those scraps than Lazarus. So Lazarus died and went to heaven, and he was in the arms, or it says the bosom. That sounds kind of weird. You know, I think he was with Abraham. You know, maybe Abraham was hugging him. You know, I want a hug from Abraham. Anyway, and so then later, the rich man dies. He's over here on the left, and he's like, Abraham, please let Lazarus give me just a drop of water on my tongue to cool my tongue. And so Abraham went to say, well, you know, when y'all were alive, you didn't even give him, you know, the dogs got better scraps, in other words. And he said, well, send oh gosh, I can't remember who he said to send, or I think he said, sorry if I'm messing this up, but I think he said, well, let me go back and warn my brothers and people about this. And he said, they've got the word, you know, Moses's law. And he was, I think, said, well, send Moses, or I don't, maybe not. I think I'm incorrect on that. Sorry. But pretty much, no, you know, they've got the word of God. God tells you everything. There are no secrets. So the people say, there's hidden secrets in the Bible. Bull crap. Bull crap. If you read that Bible, there is nothing hidden. You know, some of it, yes, is hard to understand, but, you know, there's a strong concordance. That's a dictionary for the Bible. You know, get it out and read it. Find those things. You know, like in the beginning, in the beginning, God said, let there be light, and there was. Period. You know, but then it says, in the Bible, it says, then the earth was void and without form. But in the Hebrew, it's tuhu vuhu. I think I'm saying it right, which means it became void and without form. So you have to do, in other words, the reason for that was so you have to do your own research and see what it really says. You know, the Old Testament is in the Hebrew, the New Testament is in Greek. It's that simple. So do some homework and find out what it really says. You know, don't just believe some man is going to rapture you away when that is not biblical. You know, yeah, you're going to meet. We're all going to meet in Israel to stand up to the devil. You're not going anywhere. Jesus is not coming back twice. That's bull crap. And I think most of y'all know it. I don't know. That just angers me sometimes, and people get me riled up about it. And I shouldn't, you know, that's between them and God. And I had a lesbian, you know, I don't hate the person for being a lesbian. And, you know, she was crying to me about her mom don't accept her lesbian. I was like, well, you know, that's between you and God. You know, you're the one that's going to have to be judged for that. Everybody gets judged on what they do. You know, that's between you and God, it's not my business. And whenever your mom tells you something, tell her, well, that's between me and God. And that might shut her up. You know, don't lecture the person. You can say something like that. Maybe they'll start thinking. But, you know, if you want to be a gay or lesbian, that's your business. But I don't want to know anything about it. And I don't want it forced into my life, because then I will fight back. You know, it's just ridiculous what is happening. But it's in the days of Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah. How evil were they? And I think there was 5 cities, but I can't remember the other ones. I know that they, you know, weren't as bad as those 2, but apparently pretty bad. but you can definitely find the remnants of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, if you know where to look, but I've seen videos on YouTube from the Rude Awakening, is what it's called. And I mean, you can see they were building sand, you know, sand just don't end up like that. It's all ash. I mean, it's proven, you know, and if you need other proofs that the Bible is true, look up Ron Wyatt. You know, he's the one who found Noah's Ark. He's the one who found the real Mount Sinai. So, you know, those are really good documentaries to see. You know, I suggest definitely go find those on YouTube. I remember when the documentary came out in the movie theaters about Noah's Ark. I didn't know what to think, but, you know, they found petrified animal poop, rivets, beams, all kinds of things. And it is in Turkey. And when people say the mountain or Mount Ararat, no, that's not where it's at. It's in the mountains of Ararat, and I believe it's Turkey. And there's actually, you can go on Google Earth, or you can even, you know, just Google it or whatever. God, what is it called? It's an actual state park in Turkey. I think it's called Noah's Boat or something like that. But, you know, there's like evidence of, there's the anchors, everything. So nobody can tell me none of that stuff is true. When people want to try to tell me God don't exist, you know, try to prove God. And I'm like, you try to disprove God, then we'll talk. So I don't know. I just am excited and nervous about the times we're living in, because it's getting real. It's really getting real. You know, I've kind of always known it was going to be in my lifetime before knowing, you know, the parable of the fig tree. And so, you know, I had no idea about that. I mean, I've known the parable of the fig tree, but I never knew exactly what that was and when it happened. Well, it was when Israel became a state. That is the parable of the fig tree. So, yeah, you just kind of have to, when people talk about Jesus's parables, okay, they'll say the parable, but then not go on to say what it means when, you know, Jesus explains everything. And you know, people just don't want to listen. They want you to believe what they want you to believe. You know, they don't want you to get into the word. That's why schools were started in the first place, so everybody could read the Bible for themselves and make their own judgments. I don't know. But all righty, I think I am going to cut it here. And unless you guys have a comment or anything, I'll have some spiffy cola while I'm waiting. Oh, someone just popped in at the end. I just watched myself take that drink and it made me laugh. I'm just glad I didn't spit it everywhere. All right, I guess nobody has anything to say. Do you all have your thing on live chat or top chat? Because that was my mistake, like in the beginning, is I didn't know I had it on top chat and I could not see anybody chatting. All right. Well, I'm going to end this with showing y'all the 3 movies that I went and checked out of the library. The Emoji Movie, because I've never seen that one. Those are cute. And WALL-E, I've seen this one a lot. It's a very cute movie. I like to watch that. And The Fiddler on the Roof. I might pop that one in after the Peep Show. So, all right. Nobody has anything to say? Well, I hope I meet you guys over at Pete's Place. And it's actually, oh, I got to look. I think it's eMilitia TV. Now, YouTube is like, they are really trying to get rid of him for spreading truth and being so patriotic. So he's on his 12th or 13th YouTube channel. Let me check and I will tell y'all what it is. Maybe I can, oh, Louder with Crowder is live. Oh, that's cute. Sorry. Let me see. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure I send you to the right place. Oh, shoot. I almost said the other word. Give me just a second. I know y'all can still see me. Y'all can see my ugly mug. Okay. Wait. Let me go on here and I'm going to get this link so I can send it to you. Oh, there's already people in the chat. Good grief. Okay. Oh, let's see. Share. Copy. Okay. Here we go. Y'all go over here on the hour. That's about, what, 20 minutes? And watch this. Y'all go to this link. It's the Pete Santilli Show. Usually, if you've never been here before, and I don't know who's watching because no one said anything, but usually after my show, we all meet over at Pete's Place and watch his show and stuff. So I encourage you to go do it if you are a patriot, you love this country, you love the Constitution, you're ready to stand up for the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and everything good that goes with it. And, you know, ready to stand up to the bullies of the other party, the crazy people that want to socialize this country and turn it into a crap hole like Venezuela. So, yeah, we don't want that. We do not want that. So, yeah, go over. I sent that link into the chat. Go over there and check it out. And I guess that's it. And also, you guys should, if you haven't, go to Roseanne Barr's YouTube channel because hers are really short, just maybe a minute or two. And, you know, she just kind of says stuff. And I like that she's her natural self without all the makeup and everything, since now they're putting baby fetuses in that. You know, I don't think I'll ever wear makeup again. That's kind of gross. But so yeah, go check out her channel and, you know, see what she's got to say. You know, some of it's interesting, and, you know, sometimes she goes and cooks and eats, and it's like, man, that food looks good. So anyway, that's kind of why I'm getting off here right now, is so I can grab some grub and feed my face and get ready for the Pete Show. So I hope I see you guys over there. And I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow night or not. If I do, I'll come on just, you know, for a few minutes. But I just have to, I get so drained from doing this yesterday and didn't wake up until, a little after 7 o'clock, and went right back to sleep about 10. So I really get drained from doing this a lot. And, you know, I just got to figure out when I don't know. So anyway, I will be on tomorrow. It just won't be that long. And I'll let y'all know how I like the movie. How's that? I'll give you a movie review of Fiddler on the Roof. Even though you've probably seen it before, but it's such a good movie. All right. Team Jesus, God bless, and have a great weekend.